At your job, do you ever have to deal with a nose roller? How about a snub pulley? Well, if you're installing a new conveyor belt system, dealing with the different components can sound like you're speaking a foreign language. Luckily, you've got a team ready to help. Grainger's technical product specialists are fluent in maintenance, repair, and operations. So whenever you want to talk shop, just reach out. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome, Wapham crew, guys, gals, ghouls, friends, fiends, foes, whoever may be listening beyond the Omniverse tonight. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the tops of the Levadas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, November 16th, Sunday, November 17th, for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, and thanks so much for joining us on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and we are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. If you are listening live, you may be listening to us on KPNL Radio, which you can find on KPNL Radio at kpnl-dd.com. You can even find us on eTalk Radio, which you can find at etalk.tv/radio, as well as Spreaker.com and YouTube as well. If you don't mind, mosey on over to We Are Paradox Media's YouTube. Please like, subscribe, like any video that you've watched or listened to, and please leave us a comment, whether good or bad, and guests you might like to have on the show in the future, and I will try my best to do that. Also, if you want to share any TikToks with me or any ghost stories for story time, just send them to weareparadoxmedia@gmail.com and we will get that done. We'll get it done, we will. All right, so there's change in plans for this evening. Our guest, once again, Dr. Christopher Macklin, cannot make it on. So let me fix something here really quick. Get rid of the echo cancellation. Go to stereo audio. Yeah, and it's a bummer. So we're on two different times. They were on the correct time last time, but I guess this time they were trying to come on early, and he was having some sort of allergic reaction, so his lip was swelling. So we're sending positive energy to him that he gets better and this reaction goes away, because definitely isn't fun to have an allergic reaction. So if you came for that, I'm sorry. But we are going to do some trippy TikToks with me, TessaTNT. I have something in my eyeball. Boy. All right. All right, let's go on over here. I gotta make sure that I mute that because I don't want it to echo on you guys. All right. Get on over here. And yeah, I didn't get a lot of these downloaded because I was not expecting to do this tonight, but we'll go from the ones that I've liked over to the ones that we haven't yet seen. Okay, hold on. Let me see what's going on with the sound here. Good Lord. Now I gotta fix it over here. On my Breaker Deaker. Alright, that should do. Yeah, it's a bummer. I was totally looking forward to having Christopher on. What the heck? And you guys let me know if you can hear it. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I have to remove those for now. This keeps trying to come into my sound quadrant. There we go. That's probably what it was right there. For some reason, the headphones were selected. So we nip that in the bud real quick.
Old and belligerent in the straight man, I'm here to warn y'all. Y'all's mortality rate about to go up because there's a whole subset of y'all that are being real bold and belligerent in the comment section of women's videos, and y'all are trying to get rid of no-fault divorce and women's reproductive rights and the population of women who've been watching true crime for a hobby. Babe, there's a reason why a lot of daddies disappeared after going to get some milk, babe. Women really do like to be gardening, okay? I ain't advocating it for it. I ain't advocating for it. I'm just saying a certain subset of y'all better start getting real polite real quickly in these next 4 years, okay? Because for sure, one thing women are really good at is getting rid of a problem, all right? And you're getting rid of women's rights, reproductive rights. You're getting rid of no-fault divorce. Well, you are the problem that they can get rid of. All right? It ain't hard. Trust me, it ain't hard. Aquatafina existed for a reason. So, that woman made bank, too. So, somebody about to do the same. Straight man, I'm here to warn y'all. Y'all's mortality rate about to go up because there's a whole subset.
Right. Well,
he totally reminds me of my little brother. Like, he looks like him, doesn't sound like him. And I'm like, JP, is that you? Is that you over there? Talking about women's? Your women's? All right, let's go back. Let's get back. So Mr. Fitzpatrick and Daniel Knightley, I believe, is his actual name on here. Let's get
when I said I was going to report on anything new, I didn't think it was going to be 2 minutes after I finished my live. I've actually had to cancel my meeting to discuss this because this is a big deal. Daily Mail, of all people. And I was just talking about them as well. How random is this? Anyway, Kirkpatrick. What is going on here? Okay, so Pentagon UFO chief reveals US military's new alien tech crash retrieval program. The Pentagon's former chief UFO investigator has revealed a sensitive new government program to recover alleged alien tech in the event of a shootdown. Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, a longtime CIA scientist who headed the US military's UFO chasing all-domain anomaly resolution office, admitted to the program's existence when pressed during a new interview. The retrieval program's protocols were for any UAP recovery involving everything from balloons to drones to alleged alien tech, as Dr. Kirkpatrick told podcast host John Michael Gaudier. In recent years, Pentagon brass NASA experts, and academics have all reframed what were once called flying saucers as unidentified anomalous phenomenon. The revelation is the first time that the US government has officially acknowledged a UAP or UFO retrieval program, despite decades of speculation and whistleblower testimony that America has already been in possession of alien craft for decades. Am I reading this right? Kirkpatrick is coming forward with what is going on here? What? Okay, wait. It also comes amid multiple federal investigations into motherships UFO over key US military sites, releasing hard to identify, much less catch drone swarms, Langley, UFOs. This week, the Pentagon's North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, admitted that America's military installations have been plagued since 2022 by at least 600 so-called drone incursions, many still unexplained. Classified documents suggest that the new UFO crash retrieval program began in early 2023 with a focus on response and recovery and material transfer. Dr. Kirkpatrick initiated high-level meetings formalizing ARRO's version of a UFO crash retrieval program in January and February of 2023, according to the redacted documents released last September via the US Freedom of Information Act, FOIA. As one scheduling email explained, the purpose of the meeting is to discuss the disposition of funding within the context of safety and security implications of UAP, establishing a receiving point of any and all recovered UFO materials was one key issue to be addressed, the meeting memo added. What? This seems... What? How is he... I'm so confused by this. Is this real? Well, it's from Daily Mail. I mean, the problem is those types of activities are already covered under foreign material collection and analysis, as Dr. Kirkpatrick told Gaudier and listeners to his event Horizon Podcast Thursday. There's already a process and procedures in place for many of these things, he continued. So this conversation was really to start. How do we document that for UAP? And what kind of procedures do we need to put in place? And it's got all the redacted files here. It's got some released files with the black ink on. Wow.
Redacted.
Okay.
It's so nice to do that for us.
His latest disclosure adds context to an intriguing release of 78 pages worth of redacted plans between ARRO and the US Space Command, where the physicists had previously served as Deputy Director of Intelligence from 2019 to 2021. Space Command was only just one of the branches ARRO consulted. Leadership from the White House Joint Chiefs of Staff also weighed in on the UFO recovery effort, including its Directorates for Intelligence, J2, Operations J3, Strategy and Policy J5. This is a lot to take. Wow, Jesus. I mean, talk about spur of the moment. Like Kirkpatrick? He came forward with this? I'm so confused.
What it says.
All right, guys, I'm going to need you guys to go to work on this. This is literally fresh off the plate. This came out 19 hours ago. I'm only seeing it now.
Fresh off the press.
It's the 1st of November. I've just done a video, but I think this is way bigger than the one I've just talked about. I mean, this is admittance that they've got a program. Do you know what I think this is to do with? I think this is because the hearing is going ahead on the 13th and Immaculate Constellation is going to be mentioned. So he's come forwards with this information. So he doesn't.
It really wasn't that great from what I heard.
The 13th of November. Wow. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. This is a pretty big one. This was so left field. I just wasn't prepared for this at all. I'll take down my other video. This will be the main video for today. This is big. Yeah, I think this is Kirkpatrick's way of covering his 6. Because I think that they're going to go into serious detail on Project Immaculate Constellation. Because he's talking about reverse engineering programs here. And crash retrieval. Well, sorry, he's talking primarily about crash retrieval. Wow. Isn't that cool?
Doing it forever.
That's cool.
And not just here, in other countries.
First on TikTok, guys. And as I say on every video, be sure to check out the link in my bio for porridge. We offer a great range of tasting, sort of... How do I put this? Indulgent tasting
Daniel Knightley
with maple syrup,
Knightley.
and vanilla.
So, I don't know if this is legit or not. Just the reactions of everybody and stuff, it seems legit. It just looks like so like AI generated. It doesn't look real. And then there's another.
What the fuck?
Is that somebody coming down the light chute there?
Crazy, man. What, dude?
It's a UFO in New York City, y'all. Yo, it's a UFO in New York City. Yo, look at the beam.
Could you imagine? Holy shnikes, like, I've seen a huge ass mothership, but not that close. Like, it was pretty close, but not where you can see, like, really good detail. But it was in the middle of a dark field. And we didn't have any really good flashlights or anything to beam up. But it was huge. Bigger than this mofo.
Okay, guys, so everybody's going crazy over this, and I know everybody's like, oh, is that AI? Is that CGI? Well, basically, it's a hologram. The rapper Lil Uzi, he rolled out this UFO to try to promote his new album. And, you know, there was a lot of footage. You could see the people running and all of this from this because they didn't know what it was. As you see here, it's flying over the skyline. This is so realistic, and I do want to talk about it. So let's read what's going on. And it says right here, Lil Uzi Vert has ramped up the rollout for their new album, Eternal Take 2, by taking over the New York City skies with a UFO. A promotional video for the album's release has gone viral, with fans amazed at the sight of an alien spaceship flying over the Big Apple. Now, as you can see down here at the bottom, it says that the stunt has most likely been achieved through holograms. Now, many people want to talk about the Project Bluebeam thing. Well, as you can see, this looks very real, and we'll finish it off with this little bit of footage. You can see what I mean. As you can see, that's another angle. So, as I tell everybody all the time, beware, these videos come out, but this is real, but it's also a hologram. So, yes, it's not an alien.
It's real, but it's not real. But is it really? Is he going to do this in other towns too? Because if he does, then I'll believe it. But I don't know. And who is this that said this? Who are you? One Guitar Miles. All right. And that was October 30th. Well then.
The following video was posted by a man named Eric. His friend captured something weird in their sky. This was captured on October 30th in Oklahoma. And it's some sort of unidentified objects and swarming together through the air. It's definitely not birds. It's the middle of the night. But the question remains, what did they capture? What is this thing? Like I said, UFOs are changing. They're no longer just the saucer types or the cylinders, Tic Tacs. They're different. Are these different aliens visiting our planet? Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
I got it on camera. I got it on camera.
Swarm of orbs.
Eric. I got it on fucking camera. Holy shit, what is that? What the fuck is that? Oh my god, I wish my phone could like zoom in more. It's like a bunch of white little dots just floating through the air. It's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. And they're all grouped. It's like flying like a bunch of birds. They're like flying in a group. Now they're meeting together. It's two of them. Yeah, I'm recording it. I got it all on camera. It's really low quality. It's a really low quality video, but I'm doing the best I can.
Good job,
It's
dude.
now 8:09. Still no one showed up. Listen, there is a giant ball or something spinning about 1,000 feet off the coast of Jensen Beach, Florida, the Atlantic coast right now. Here it is. Here's the video. I took photographs of it. is changing sizes and changing into different things. There's a pentagon, there's a sphere. This is important. Right now, it's still there. Okay, I've been watching it for at least an hour. It's still there. It's getting larger and it's getting closer to the coast. Jensen Beach, Florida, November 2nd. It is now 8:10 p.m. It's still there.
What the crack? It's crazy looking. Just oddly shaped.
It's now 8:09.
Can you really light up the sky? Can you really light up the sky for me? Thank you. Can you really light up the sky?
What is that beam? Is that his flashlight or what?
Can you really light up the sky for me? Thank you.
Alexa, what did the James Webb Telescope discover heading towards Earth?
And I know we've already covered this, but
The James Webb Telescope had spotted an armada of alien ships heading toward Earth at near light speed.
Can you repeat that, please? Alexa, can you repeat that?
The James Webb Telescope had spotted an armada of alien ships heading toward Earth at near light speed.
Fuck yeah. The world's gone to shit anyway, so let's go.
Psychological secrets about people. If a person sleeps too much, they are unhappy. If a person cries over small things, they are pure and kind. If a person always tries to help and support others, it's likely that no one can even imagine how often they themselves need that support, but they are not used to sharing their problems with others. If a person lies a lot, they might be insecure. If a person is often aggressive, it means they have strong internal pain that they hide within themselves. If a person constantly tries to stand out, it's likely that they were not loved enough or given enough attention in the past. If a person laughs a lot, even at silly things, they feel lonely inside. If a person talks little when in a large group of people, they are likely mentally strong. We know that a wise person listens.
what the heck? Alright. Let me see. Adrian said there's no sound. Hello. Well, why is that? What the crack? Hello. Why is this being like this? Right, I'm gonna look over here. For some apparent reason, the sound is not working, so let's go over to settings again. Let's see what the heck is going on here. Huh. Everything looks good. Volume was down quite a bit. Let me try this again. Hello. Weird. Hold on. Well, it shows it here. Okay. What the hell? Hello. Nope. All right. Gotta go to my sound settings. Volume mixer. No. Yeah. All right. So that should be working now. Test this again. Is it working? No. What the crack? Okay. Well, it shows it's working on the soundboard. Let me go back over here. Audio. What the hell is going on? Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't know what the heck. Stereo. Oh, there it goes. I don't get it. Well, it's working now. Shit sticks. Can you hear it now? Let me see if it shows up here. Yeah, there it is. I don't get it. I guess I had to turn the stereo off and then back on, which is dumb. Never had to do that before. Alright, so let's close this down and go back to the beginning, I suppose.
Straight man, I'm here to warn you.
Because, I mean, that's lame. Sorry, guys. Thanks for letting me know, Adrian, because I would not have known. Like, on the whole show without it. Until somebody said something. Right. Like I was saying, this guy is funny. He reminds me of my little brother. He looks like him, but he sure as hell don't sound like him. Yeah, this is pretty funny stuff.
Straight man, I'm here to warn y'all. Y'all's mortality rate about to go up because there's a whole subset of y'all that are being real bold and belligerent in the comment section of women's videos. And y'all are trying to get rid of no-fault divorce and women's reproductive rights and a population of women who've been watching true crime for a hobby. Babe, there's one reason why a lot of daddies disappeared after going to get some milk, babe. Women really do like to be gardening. Okay? I ain't advocating it for it. I ain't advocating for it. I'm just saying a certain subset of y'all better start getting real polite real quickly in these next 4 years, okay? Because for sure, one thing women are really good at is getting rid of a problem. Alright? And you're getting rid of women's rights, reproductive rights, you're getting rid of no-fault divorce, well, you are the problem that they can get rid of. Alright? It ain't hard. Trust me, it ain't hard. Aquatafina existed for a reason. So, that woman made bank too. So, somebody about to do the same. Straight man, I'm here to warn y'all. Y'all's mortality rate about to go up because there's a whole subset of...
Right, when I said I was going to report on anything new, I didn't think it was going to be...
And I just have to say sorry to my Spreaker peeps, because I know you guys have heard this already, because the mic on your side was working. For some apparent reason over here, it wasn't working, so bear with me, grr, as we go through these videos again, for those who couldn't hear them on Facebook and YouTube.
2 minutes after I finished my live, I've actually had to cancel my meeting to discuss this, because this is a big deal. Daily Mail, of all people. And I was just talking about them as well. How random is this? Anyway, Kirkpatrick. What is going on here? Okay, so Pentagon UFO chief reveals US military's new alien tech crash retrieval program. The Pentagon's former chief UFO investigator has revealed a sensitive new government program to recover alleged alien tech in the event of a shootdown. Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, a longtime CIA scientist who headed the US military's UFO chasing all-domain anomaly resolution office, admitted to the program's existence when pressed during a new interview. The retrieval program's protocols were for any UAP recovery involving everything from balloons to drones to alleged alien tech, as Dr. Kirkpatrick told podcast host John Michael Gaudier. In recent years, Pentagon brass, NASA, experts and academics have all reframed what were once called flying saucers as unidentified anomalous phenomenon. The revelation is the first time that the US government has officially acknowledged a UAP or UFO retrieval program, despite decades of speculation and whistleblower testimony that America has already been in possession of alien craft for decades. Am I reading this right? Kirkpatrick is coming forward with... What is going on here? What? Okay, wait. It also comes amid multiple federal investigations into motherships UFO over key US military sites, releasing hard to identify, much less catch drone swarms, Langley, UFOs. This week, the Pentagon's North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, admitted that America's military installations have been plagued since 2022 by at least 600 so-called drone incursions, many still unexplained. Classified documents suggest that the new UFO crash retrieval program began in early 2023 with a focus on response and recovery and material transfer. Dr. Kirkpatrick initiated high-level meetings formalizing Arrow's version of a UFO crash retrieval program in January and February of 2023, according to the redacted documents released last September via the US Freedom of Information Act, FOIA. As one scheduling email explained, the purpose of the meeting is to discuss the disposition of funding within the context of safety and security implications of UAP, establishing a receiving point of any and all recovered UFO materials was one key issue to be addressed, the meeting memo added. What? This seems... What? How is he... I'm so confused by this. Is this real? Well, it's from Daily Mail. I mean, the problem is those types of activities are already covered under foreign material collection and analysis, as Dr. Kirkpatrick told Gaudier and listeners to his event Horizon Podcast Thursday. There's already a process and procedures in place for many of these things, he continued. So this conversation was really to start. How do we document that for UAP? And what kind of procedures do we need to put in place? And it's got all the redacted files here. It's got some released files with the black ink on. Wow. Okay. Dr. Kirkpatrick's latest disclosure adds context to an intriguing release of 78 pages worth of redacted plans between Arrow and the US Space Command, where the physicists had previously served as Deputy Director of Intelligence from 2019 to 2021. Space Command was only just one of the branches Arrow consulted. Leadership from the White House Joint Chiefs of Staff also weighed in on the UFO recovery effort, including its Directorates for Intelligence, J2, Operations J3, Strategy and Policy J5. This is a lot to take. Wow, Jesus. I mean, talk about spur of the moment. Like Kirkpatrick? He came forward with this? I'm so confused. This is... all right, guys, I'm going to need you guys to go to work on this. This is literally fresh off the plate. This came out 19 hours ago. I'm only seeing it now. The date today is the 1st of November. I've just done a video, but I think this is way bigger than the one I just talked about. I mean, this is admittance that they've got a program. Do you know what I think this is to do with? I think this is because the hearing is going ahead on the 13th and Immaculate Constellation is going to be mentioned. So he's come forwards with this information so he doesn't get done in on the 13th of November. Wow. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. This is a pretty big one. This was so left field. I just wasn't prepared for this at all. I'll take down my other video. This will be the main video for today. This is big. So, yeah, I think this is Kirkpatrick's way of covering his six, because I think that they're going to go into serious detail on Project Immaculate Constellation, because he's talking about reverse engineering programs here and crash retrieval. Well, sorry, he's talking primarily about crash retrieval. Wow. Isn't that cool? That's cool. All right. Well, you heard it here from me first on TikTok, guys.
And that's Daniel Knightley. If you're curious, you can go check him out.
Yo, what's going on? End of the world, yo.
It's pretty damn cool.
What the fuck? What is that? Crazy, right? What, dude?
That's a UFO in New York City, y'all. Yo, it's a UFO.
Shit! In New York City, yo, look at the beast!
Okay, guys.
So this explains it, just in case you're wondering.
So everybody's going crazy over this, and I know everybody's like, oh, is that AI? Is that CGI? Well, basically, it's a hologram. The rapper Lil Uzi, he rolled out this UFO to try to promote his new album. And, you know, there was a lot of footage. You could see the people running and all of this from this because they didn't know what it was. As you see here, it's flying over the skyline. This is so realistic, and I do want to talk about it. So let's read what's going on. And it says right here, Lil Uzi Vert has ramped up the rollout for their new album, Eternal Take 2, by taking over the New York City skies with a UFO. A promotional video for the album's release has gone viral, with fans amazed at the sight of an alien spaceship flying over the Big Apple. Now, as you can see down here at the bottom, it says that the stunt has most likely been achieved through holograms. Now, many people want to talk about the Project Bluebeam thing. Well, as you can see, this looks very real, and we'll finish it off with this little bit of footage. You can see what I mean. As you can see, that's another angle. So, as I tell everybody all the time, beware, these videos come out, but this is real, but it's also a hologram. So, yes, it's not an alien. Leave your comments.
The following video was posted by a man named Eric. His friend captured something weird in their sky. This was captured on October 30th in Oklahoma. And it's some sort of unidentified objects and swarming together through the air. It's definitely not birds. It's the middle of the night. But the question remains, what did they capture? What is this thing? Like I said, UFOs are changing. They're no longer just the saucer types or the cylinders, Tic Tacs. They're different. Are these different aliens visiting our planet? Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
I got it on camera. I got it on camera. Eric. I got it on fucking camera. Holy shit, what is that?
Wash your mouth, boy.
What the fuck is that? Oh my god, I wish my phone could like zoom in more. It's like a bunch of white little dots just floating through the air. It's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. And they're all grouped. It's like flying like a bunch of birds. They're like flying in a group. Now they're meeting together. It's two of them. Yeah, I'm recording it. I got it all on camera. It's really low quality. It's a really low quality video, but I'm doing the best I can.
The following video was posted by a
It's now 8:09. Still no one showed up. Listen, there is a giant ball or something spinning about 1,000 feet off the coast of Jensen Beach, Florida, the Atlantic coast right now. Here it is. Here's the video. I took photographs of it. It's changing sizes and changing into different things. There's a pentagon. There's a sphere. This is important. Right now, it's still there. Okay, I've been watching it for at least an hour. It's still there. It's getting larger and it's getting closer to the coast. Jensen Beach, Florida, November 2nd. It is now 8:10 p.m. It's still there.
Very interesting.
Can you really light up the sky?
See, I only see one. I see that beam going up. Then I see a flash over here. Right about. Do you see that? I don't see anything.
Thank you.
Alexa, what did the James Webb Telescope discover heading towards Earth?
From Gitbook.io. The James Webb Telescope had spotted an armada of alien ships heading toward Earth at near light speed.
Can you repeat that, please? Alexa, can you repeat that?
The James Webb Telescope had spotted an armada of alien ships heading toward Earth at near light speed.
Fuck yeah. This world's gone to shit anyway, so let's go.
Psychological secrets about people. If a person sleeps too much, they are unhappy. If a person cries over small things, they are pure and kind. If a person always tries to help and support others, it's likely that no one can even imagine how often they themselves need that support, but they are not used to sharing their problems with others. If a person lies a lot, they might be insecure. If a person is often aggressive, it means they have strong internal pain that they hide within themselves. If a person constantly tries to stand out, it's likely that they were not loved enough or given enough attention in the past. If a person laughs a lot, even at silly things, they feel lonely inside. If a person talks little when in a large group of people, they are likely mentally strong. We know that a wise person listens more and speaks less, so they value their words. If you were able to watch until here, let me know by commenting a fire emoji. As it shows, you are a person who wants to be better every day.
Or her never did
Psychological
that,
secrets about...
It's like tiny scratches too soon.
Did you turn the back porch light on?
No, I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Just go turn it on. And if there was something going on back there, they'd say something. They'd be barking. Go on, Ian.
Turning that on for you. It was flipped over.
Love you, boys.
I'll call you if anything bad happens.
Okay, I know you'll be okay.
These alleged 3 days of darkness coming up. I just wanted to jump on because why not? Let's have a bit of fun with it. So 3 days of darkness.
I want you to watch this right here, about 10 seconds in. Then watch what happens next. There are thousands upon thousands of fake paranormal videos on TikTok. I know this because I'm constantly getting tagged in them. My mind is not made up about this guy yet. But in a world where videos are incentivized by views and monetized by the amount of views that you get, it has truly watered down real phenomenon that some people catch and post on this app. In the 17 years I've been investigating the paranormal, I've never seen a chair go fly across the room. But I have been called into people's homes who have things like this happen. Most times they just want to know that they're not going crazy. I've seen doors close like this, so this could possibly be the real deal. I'm going to give this guy a follow, and I'm going to follow his page and see what happens next. You guys stay tuned.
For once, I am literally at disbelief. No words. Besides colorful ones. I've literally, normally when people don't like me, they have a reason. Like I was a butthole, I was a jerk off, you know, so they have a reason. Just like I would have a reason to be those things to them. I'm now in an environment where I'm literally hated for breathing. I'm also in the same environment where I can't even do this. Bitch got a problem? You talking smack? No, can't do that. Can't even do that. I have to be, yes ma'am. So, how do you ask somebody professionally, why the fuck don't you like me? Is it my hair? Is it my teeth? What is it? The f- did I do to you is so bad. But when I don't speak to you, here you go popping your little head in, wondering what I'm doing. By the love of the heavens, what did I do?
I don't remember what her name is, but she's one of my favorites. Let me check her out. Spiritual Red LaRue. She does some really awesome modeling. It's so pretty. These pictures are so pretty, and she's so pretty. But I just love her personality. It makes me laugh.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Giuliano from the Ghost Hunter store in the Shadowlands. I'm going to be back out at Hillview Manor this year.
Alright, so I think that's it for my liked ones so far. Like, oh no, I have more liked ones. I guess we'll just go through these for now.
Coming for you. 3 for better lock your door. 5, 6 grab your taco mix. 7, 8 better stay up late. 9, 10 let's talk about it again.
Oh, that's my friend Jazz Tawana. She's so pretty. My pretty friend Jazz. She's so beautiful.
This is one of the more interesting things I found at Goodwill. It's a solid golden apple. They're only asking $1.99 for it, and there's some pretty good weight to it. So for some reason, the top leaf part, it screws. It comes off. You can see the threading on it. When I took the top off, something like powdery was on my hand, so I have no idea what's inside of it.
Ooh, somebody's ashes.
Someone's ashes are inside of it. So this is an urn. So if you're missing your grandma or grandpa's urn, it's at Goodwill in Kenton, Ohio.
Wow.
This is one of
That's interesting.
She hit me like I be like.
Alright, so there's some really cool looking places to paranormal investigate. But yeah, let's go over here. Let me make it bigger so I can see what the heck is going on. I can't see. Following.
This is the bones of someone that didn't turn to ash completely at Gomorrah.
The giant bones?
See, they burned up, but they didn't quite turn to ash. They preserved their bones.
Oh.
So that's what's left of someone from Gomorrah.
Oh.
This is another one that burned up. See, the marrow,
see where the marrow was.
Is missing. Yeah. See, this is the bone that was burned at Gomorrah, but it didn't quite turn to ash like those over there. This bone is intact. Of course, this is the sulfur balls. Yeah. From Gomorrah.
Yes. That's crazy.
Yes.
Wow, this is big one.
That's a pretty good size one. They found one that was 15 pounds.
Wow.
This is the bones of someone.
Somehow, Google has the result of this fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson before it even starts. Yeah, You can Google it, like I just did today. I'm recording this on Thursday, November 14th. The fight is on Friday, November 15th. And when I Googled the results, like 5 minutes ago, here's what I got. I just asked for the results of that fight, and here's what it says. Jake Paul, the YouTuber, won the highly anticipated fight with a unanimous decision after the 10th round. But how is that possible? The fight's over 36 hours away. But somehow, you can find it on Google. You can find fight results before the fight ever starts. Now, maybe that's just some kind of glitch, or maybe someone asked AI and that was AI's answer. I don't know, but whatever it is, it sure is weird. To have results of a boxing match almost 2 days before it even starts? Tell me what you think about it. Is this some kind of weird glitch, like I said? Maybe it's Chat GPT or some other AI format. Or maybe it's something else. Let me know what you're thinking. In the comment section, Booshkies. Shabadoo. Somehow, Google has...
All I know is last night I would have lost all kinds of money. Photos we saw at Edco that deserve awards.
Just a friendly reminder, if you are sitting on your couch right now, or you're in your room, and then randomly one of your loved ones that's passed over pops in your head, the reason why they popped in your head is because they are here with you right now. And honestly, y'all, they are either sitting right next to you, or they are floating right above you, or they are right above your shoulder. Because all of y'all know that if you've ever been in a room alone with your dog or cat, and then all of a sudden they're like, that's because your loved one that has crossed over has decided to show up, and your dogs can see them. Your cats can see them. When your loved one pops in your brain without you thinking of them, that is them coming in to see you. And they don't always have this message for you. Sometimes the messages say hi to let you know that you're not alone in the room that you're in currently. But if you want to see if you can get a message, what you do is you pause, you don't get afraid, and in your brain you ask, what do you want to tell me? And the first thing that pops in your head, that's what they want to discuss. If you see your mom's face, they want you to call your mom. It's not always doom and gloom. Take what I'm saying seriously. I'm a professional medium, and my daddy shows up all the time, and so do all my other family members. This also works for your past animals as well. And a lot of times, they'll either be hanging out with your pet that you have now, or they'll be sitting right beside you where they used to sit. Just a friendly reminder.
Are secret societies controlling the world from behind the scenes? Let's expose 5 of the most powerful and controversial groups, starting with the Illuminati. Now, it's not about Beyonce or Jay-Z. The real Illuminati was founded in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt, and their goal was to promote Enlightenment ideals and challenge established norms. Any group pretending to be the Illuminati today, they're fake. Next, we have the Freemasons. 33rd degree Freemasons are rumored to have access to ancient, hidden knowledge. Founding fathers like George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Paul Revere were all Freemasons. Even the Statue of Liberty was designed by a Freemason. The Golden Dawn was a secret order teaching magic to contact higher beings. One of their most infamous members was Aleister Crowley, called the wickedest man in the world. They believed that rituals could alter reality. Even today, some of Hollywood's elite follow their teachings. Crowley didn't stop there. He left the Golden Dawn and founded Ordo Templi Orientis, or OTO. Their practice of magic is one of the most controversial parts. Finally, the Rosicrucians claim to have cracked the code of the universe through mysticism, alchemy, and knowledge from ancient Egypt. They believe that they're secretly guiding humanity's spiritual evolution. So who's really pulling the strings? Are secret societies controlling the world from behind the scenes?
Just a friendly reminder.
Are secret societies...
You hear something really kind of weird? I'm begging for it. All right. There's a group of people that built an exact replica of the Ark of the Covenant. It took them 3 years to make. The chief architect chooses to remain anonymous. So they put the Torah, which is the Hebrew Bible, in the Ark of the Covenant. They just did that. And he said, quote, when that Torah was put in this Ark, it became weaponized. This was probably the strangest part of this whole story. Do you know where this replica of the Ark of the Covenant was for 8 months before they brought it to Israel.
Oh my gosh.
Trump's house. Mar-a-Lago.
Look at this.
It was in Trump's house for 8 months before it was brought to Israel. Why was it there?
That is insane.
I don't know what to make of it. Truly don't care how anyone voted. Just looking at face value, that's strange.
That's 100%.
You hear something really kind of weird.
I predicted Trump would win this election, and the reason why is because Kamala is not in the bloodline. Every president of the United States, except for Van Buren, was related to John Lackland, a former king of England that signed the Magna Carta. All these presidents are related by blood, and people just still don't get it. You still just don't get it. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. Instead of sitting back, hoping and wishing and begging for one of these polytrickster saviors to come and rescue me, I've decided that I'm going to take charge. I proclaim myself as a president, not of a nation, but of my life, my family, and my community. Each of us holds immense power to shape our reality. Every one of us has the ability to lead by example, to be kind, to be strong, and to find solutions instead of excuses. They don't want you empowered. They want you to rely on them. We have the true power on this planet. There are 8 billion of us. Begin to organize and collaborate within your communities. Stop relying on the system to spoon feed you. Let us be the presidents of our own lives. I predicted Trump would win this election. The reason why is because Kamala is not in the bloodline. Every president of the United States, except for Van Buren, was related to John Lackland, a former king of England that signed the Magna Carta.
Are you intelligent? A critical thinker? This is laser technology on stone, modern times. This is ancient technology carved by hand, supposedly. Now, remember, this is stone, and some of these were said to have been carved by hand out of full one-piece mountains. This is intricate detail. Look at the sharp corners and the very smooth edges. Some of this looked like it was sandblasted or laser cut with the technology we see today. Now, I kind of want to spin a little bit of a different theory to you. If these were made out of one single mountain, well, what if these were actually made by wood? Have you seen the mountains that look like giant tree trunks? Or should I say the giant tree trunks that were petrified and now look like mountains? The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. This is Mount Roraima in Venezuela, and the locals say that this was a giant tree that bared all kinds of fruit for everyone.
Yep.
Now to petrification. This is said to be a hand carving as well, but to me that looks like a nice big old petrified giant. And if you have trouble with petrification, here is a petrified human leg inside of a boot. This is in a museum, 100% real. I mean, here's the bone marrow and everything, which I can't help but think about the underground caves that look like they are made out of bone marrow as well. Could these caves be made of the innards of a petrified giant? Back to the structures. Some of these are said to have been carved from the inside out. And what about the structures that continue on down into the ground? You know, trees are as big beneath the ground as they are above the ground. So if these were giant carvings, then petrified kind of makes sense. And to a giant, it would be the equivalence of someone today carving something out of a tree stump. If some of these were the size of mountains, of course. Then maybe the little ones came in later and added all the details. I don't know. Are you intelligent? A critical thinker? This is laser technology on stone, modern times. This is ancient technology.
This woman claims that hackers have accessed her smart TV, and that Xfinity is not taking her allegations seriously.
And they just try to type in personal information. Look, how do they know my passcode? How do they know? Now they're just typing it in and typing it in and typing it in. How do they know?
To prove her case, she filmed how the hackers accessed her TV and personal data.
Xfinity allowed my information to be breached. And now I have someone in a different country hacking my box. and talking to me.
Don't hack our box.
My remotes.
The woman says Xfinity laughed in her face when she tried to report the issue.
Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Wrong. Wrong what? Wrong what? Y'all are being recorded. I'm making a police report today. Y'all are gonna get in trouble. Ultimately.
She had to seek therapy due to the constant torment while her children are now scared of the TV.
They didn't realize that we don't see all of what they was just saying right now.
We'll go outside and play.
They was communicating with each other. Yep. They didn't realize, talking about we got the wrong TV. Wow.
Experts confirm that smart TVs can be hacked, with cyber criminals using them to steal personal information and sell it on the dark web.
Earlier, I wasn't even fighting with them. They just typed it in wrong 4 times or whatever, and it locked it out itself. How do they have access to my TV?
Hopefully she just unplugged the box completely when she got done filming this evidence, but I don't know what's a bigger crime, the hacking or the $826 cable bill.
This woman claims
So this is California.
I'd say.
So this is California, and this is crazy because what we have been talking about lately, especially since April 8th of this year, you know, with this massive cosmological event, you know, we have a lot of pressure changes in the earth, just like in 1800 we had that massive earthquake in 1811 and 1812.
And hopefully this is only caused by isolated earthquakes, because I've seen the movie San Andreas where the entire state breaks apart at the fault line, and if that happens, then I'm blaming Harvey, P. Diddy, and Nickelodeon for upsetting Mother Nature.
Can you tell us about the Trilateral Commission? The Trilateral Commission is a private organization founded by David Rockefeller in 1973. It was essentially financed by Rockefeller and some of the foundations, Kettering Foundation, Danforth Foundation, Ford Foundation. Ford Foundation is a very major contributor. And the stated objective is to encourage discussion amongst what they call the trilateral regions. I should point out that of the 300 members, 1/3 come from the United States, 1/3 from Japan, and 1/3 from Europe. But in effect, I find that the actions of the Trilateral Commission are very much self-interested on the part of the international banking community in New York.
I've known about the Trilateral Commission, but I had no idea it was started by David Rockefeller. If that's true, then he's the Darth Vader of Earth with the legacy he left behind.
So this is California, and this is...
This woman claims that hackers have access...
So this is California, and...
This is hilarious. There is a guy on TikTok who has started a business where you can submit a claim about your boss anonymously, and then he will go to your work and cuss out your boss so you don't get fired. Oh, and it goes just about as well as you'd imagine it would.
Man, let me tell your thin head ass something, man. Fat lady right here. You don't like to wash your damn chin. You look like your chin stink as hell. Stink chin ass. He comes into work every day with the same gray plaid button up with gray undershirt smelling like dirty gooch. I guess that's what you wearing now.
Get the f out! Get the out! And your ass is getting fired. You don't act like that while you're on the clock.
The school got roaches. While y'all in here trying to act all sedity, y'all in here got roaches.
And for those still confused, on the front page of his website where people submit their claims, it states in bold, real company, real complaint.
Sorry, I just have to pause it really quick. This shit is brilliant. Where do I sign up?
And then, somewhat surprisingly, it states it's a non-profit. So bro's just doing it for the love of the game at this point. And OCDA is even hiring, with the top 3 requirements being, must know how to cut someone off when they're talking, can't mind talking back, and number 1, must know how to cuss. This is hilarious. There is a guy on TikTok who has started a business where you can submit a claim about your boss anonymously, and then he will go to your work and cuss out your boss.
I love that. Oh dear. You can come to my front yard and hang out with deer.
Isn't Appalachia's haunted and scary? There is a chance that the stories that us Appalachian people tell you about the spooky stuff that goes on in our woods, you know, the Mothman, the cryptids, the not deer, the feral people, that we're all just making it up so that you Californians don't pack up your whole family and move here and turn a single-story ranch home into $1 million investment and ruin what's left of our natural beauty. Probably because everybody has their whole family buried in their backyard. You know, we could just be telling stories. Everybody has a family cemetery in their backyard here. But maybe we're not.
My family cemetery is actually across from my parents' house.
And here's the thing, we're not going to tell. So, you want to take the risk? I don't think you do.
Locals share eerie experiences, from sightings of not deer that aren't quite right, to mimicked voices calling from the woods. One commenter writes, "I live in Appalachia and you're not making it up. I felt eyes on me in the early morning, but I knew better than to turn around." Another adds, "Our family cemetery is just a few steps from our backyard. It's normal here, but those grounds hold more than just our past. The land itself holds mysteries older than memory." Another local writes, "The Appalachians broke off from ancient lands. They're filled with things we can't explain. From stories of forest spirits to places that feel..."
Okay, I don't know what that is that's moving right there, but I fucking see something. Get out of here. Hold on. I'm
Donkey Lady Bridge.
Donkey Lady Bridge. Sounds harmless, doesn't it? But people who've been
Sounds
there
scary to
tell
me.
a different story. They say if you flash your lights 3 times, you'll start to see shapes in the shadows. Things moving where they shouldn't be. Someone swears they caught a pair of glowing eyes just above the fence, watching.
There's a black shape or shadow of some kind right in the middle.
They sit in the car, lights off, just waiting. With each flash, the darkness seems to press closer. One person watching said, "I saw 2 shadows out there, lurking." Another swears they saw a distorted face staring back at them. It's like the bridge comes alive, each flash revealing something just at the edge of sight, daring you to step out. In the silence that follows, they hesitate. The car is in reverse, foot ready on the gas, but one of them just says, "Hold on," as if waiting for something, an answer. The legend warns, don't wait too long. People say the bridge has a presence, something old and angry. They might be playing a game, but everyone watching knows one thing. This isn't just a legend. Whatever's out there, it's waiting, and it knows exactly where they are.
Okay, I don't know what that is that's moving right.
So when you look at the Earth as a training simulator for consciousness development, and you realize that all of the challenges and adversities in your life are placed there on purpose, a lot of them with your own planning and design, to specifically get you to experience something or learn something, what happens is amazing. You immediately become not a victim. You become a player. You become the star of your game, of your movie, and you realize that all these things are here not to torture you or to punish you, but to teach you something. And every religion that there is, basically, I mean, going back to Ari Mazda versus Ahriman, and, you know, Lucifer versus Satan, and, you know, Zeus versus Prometheus. I mean, all of them have this, like, duality. They have the good and the bad, these opposing forces that seem to be playing tug-of-war with humans as the centerpiece. And why is this? Well, it's because without that tug to the dark side, right? Like, you know, think about the Jedis and Star Wars, and every story ever made has a good and a bad guy. Without this tug, without winter, you wouldn't have summer. Without rain, you wouldn't have a rainbow. Without hot, you wouldn't have cold. You know, you have to have the polarities to actually designate and realize what something is. So it's very important to have this constant tug of war and this constant pull to the dark side, because that is what creates toughness. Like when you go to a gym, you put extra weights on the bar so that you can build more muscle, because that resistance is what actually builds the muscle and the toughness. So we have this resistance. We have this dark force on Earth on purpose. Not because this is an evil place and a prison planet and it's been infiltrated by reptilian overlords. No. Because that is what grows us. That is what teaches us. That is what creates our consciousness development. So we have to have both sides, because if not, we'd be complacent. If not, we would stop evolving. We have to have this constant, you know, knowing that something bad's out there, that we have to keep pushing forward, and we have to keep striving, and we have to work together, and we have to be strong and resilient and creative. We have to have this adversity that propels us forward. Without it, we wouldn't evolve the way that we're supposed to and the way that we do evolve. So don't look at the world as this terrible, torturous, evil place. Look at it as a very beautifully Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that.
So pretty.
Beautifully designed training simulator for consciousness growth. And when you do that, you're not a victim anymore. You're a player in a game. When you play a video game and there's a bad guy trying to get you, you don't take it personally.
Yeah, I'm doing
You're not like,
TikToks.
why is he
Okay.
coming after me?
So,
You just say, hey, there's a
hold
bad
on.
guy. I need to
Come out in
figure out
about 15
what he's
minutes and we
doing,
can
how
talk
to
about
counter him, how to get around him, how to defeat him.
But
And
it's just
it's a challenge.
YouTube
And when
video
you do that,
thing.
you become
I
stronger,
did Buggy Boy.
better,
Let's see,
and more
what time is it?
experienced for it. But you don't
It's
resist
8:10.
the bad guy. You actually appreciate the bad guy in a video game
Mhm.
because that bad guy is making you better. It's pushing you. And that's why you play the game to begin with. This world is no different. Look at it that way and it will change everything. Let me know. What do you guys think? And I will stop talking and leave you with this beautiful sunset. Have a beautiful day, guys.
I think everything happens for a reason, no matter how good or bad, and people hate that, but it's really true because it makes you who you are. You don't make mistakes. You learn from it. It's a lesson.
Just the way you are. That's our song.
The happy couple left
So
the reception
sad.
under a canopy of sparklers.
On their beginning of the golf cart ride, she said, I wish this night could go on forever. The best night of her life.
Sam and Eric.
Just a few hours after the wedding ended, the bride would be dead. On April 28th, 2023, this woman, Samantha Miller, married her favorite person in the world, Eric Hutchinson. The two had dated for a very long time and were super excited to finally tie the knot. So after months of preparation, the two finally got married in April of 2023. It was a beautiful ceremony and procession according to everyone who attended, and the couple was sent off with this amazing sparkler display. But just moments after leaving the wedding in a low-speed vehicle, they were struck from behind by a driver speeding in another car. Unfortunately, it was a devastating crash, and shortly after the crash, Samantha Miller would be pronounced dead on her own
So
wedding
sad.
night. The driver of the other vehicle was Jamie Lee Komorowski. Jamie had been speeding 65 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone, and her blood alcohol level was 3 times over the legal limit. It was her reckless driving that ended Samantha Miller's life. Eerily, Jamie's Instagram is still up, and her last post, posted 4 days before the accident, said, "Did someone say tequila?" I mean, it's just disturbing. This is obviously a horrific, horrific story, and I hope that there's justice at the end of the day, and that Jamie gets used to the inside of a prison cell. If you want to hear more true crime stories, listen to the podcast Murder in America that I co-host with my wife, Courtney. It's available on all streaming platforms.
Just the way
That was Colin Brown. I don't have my spectacles on. Thick creatures, light creatures, gnomes, etc. Too far away. You can only see faces in the trees, but I don't know what you're talking about. Well, listen, you're not zooming in. $20. Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, goodness. John Singleton. Whoa! Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Wow. What? You guys gotta see this stuff on YouTube. Go to We Are Paradox Media on YouTube. This is horrific. Oh, good lord. Oh, no. Wow.
Stay weird, y'all.
Hell yeah. Always.
What if it's called
I'm always gonna stay
masonry
weird.
because they get the masonry for free? Hear me out. What if these old buildings have been around for like 25,000 years? And we live in a world like this where the sun rotates and moves around like the clock in Prague depicts, and it melts the ice lands to become inhabitable and freezes the old lands to become uninhabitable, causing an ice age. That's right, just imagine your world right here. Yes, it's the moon map, 4-quarter theory, baby. It's all connected, and what if these fallen beings know this and they travel with the sun, knowing that there is Freemasonry to be inhabited when they get there. A lot of people think these things were built by aliens because of the master masonry that comprises them. Wait, master masonry. Oh, master masonry. I've heard that before. They tell us there's no escape. There will be another ice age and there's nothing you can do about it. So tell your kids and tell them to tell their kids. And just one day it's all going to become ice. All while the government officials already know they're going to be finding some free masonry when the sun moves to its next age. What's the highest rank of Freemasonry?
Well, they also build stuff.
33 degrees. And how many angels fell from heaven? 33.33% landing on the 33.33 degree north longitude and 33.33 degree east latitude. We could absolutely be lied to.
Where the
about
crack
our
is that?
timeline. They're finding stuff like this and like this and like this in the ice of Antarctica. So what could they be finding there that they're not telling us about? Maybe stuff like this. So what if Freemasonry literally means free masonry? This video is for entertainment purposes only. We're just throwing around theories here. Nothing to be taken as literal. Just use your discernment, please. What if it's called Freemasonry because they get the...
Whoopi Goldberg said today she knows how hard some Americans are having it because she's been struggling financially too. Whoopi, pictured here with her signature champagne in the closet she has just for her shoes, told watchers of her TV show The View today that she has been struggling so much financially, that's why she can't quit and leave the country like she said she was gonna. Whoopi, who only makes between $5 and $6 million a year, you know, that's a struggle I've never had, is quoted as saying her kid has to feed her family. Her granddaughter has to eat. So she personally knows how hard the financial struggle is for average people of today. Hearing about Whoopi's overwhelming struggles, I get to thinking, how much is her net worth? So I looked it up to see how she can possibly survive with this struggle. It's estimated that Whoopi Goldberg's net worth is probably only about $60 million. So her financial struggles are obviously real and something that we just can't understand. Could these celebrities, these Hollywood people, possibly
this guy cracks
be
me
more
up.
out of touch? She actually said she's financially struggling to a bunch of viewers who I guarantee you she makes more money than almost every single one of them. Okay, Booskies, I just wanted to share that with you before I eat my can of ravioli for the day, which, to tell you the truth, I'm pretty happy I can afford this. Shabadoo, Booskies! Shabadoo!
So,
Whoopi
you know how my
Goldberg.
phone's been charging?
What the? Hold on. All right, guys. So we're gonna go to our first and only music break tonight. I had it set up like this because we were supposed to have a guest, but he had an allergic reaction, so we no longer have him as a guest. So, on this break we have my fave, Miss Mia Savage. She's going to be singing Lemurian Crypto, Your Skeleton, Singing to Your Grave, Buried in Heaven, and Not a Phase. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break. Welcome back, and thanks so much for joining me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. So, tonight we were supposed to have Mr. Christopher Macklin on. Dr. Christopher Macklin, but he was having an allergic reaction, so he couldn't make it this evening. So, therefore, we are doing TikToks. Well, this one looks interesting. Alrighty. Well, just so you know, we had on the music break was Miss Mia Savage, in case you haven't heard her before. She's amazing. You can find her on Instagram as well as YouTube. She's pretty badass. All right, let's go.
The hell is that? Whatever it is, it keeps coming back.
I wonder if it hurt its leg.
People say they've seen this creature before. Glimpses caught in the shadows over the past
Is it like
year.
a moose
It
deer?
seems to return to the same area, watching, lurking. That's not a normal deer, one person wrote, and another asked, what if it's something else entirely? A creature pretending, waiting. For what? Some even think the extra limbs are a warning, an unnatural sign for those who dare enter its woods. Theories range from science to the supernatural, but more and more people are sensing something off. Some warn to stay away, saying this could be a skinwalker, a spirit taking on a twisted, imperfect form. This deer isn't just wandering, reads one chilling comment. It's choosing where it appears. No one knows why it's drawn back to these woods, but one thing is clear. This isn't a creature you want to get close to. Not every animal in the forest is just an animal.
Okay, so there's two theories there. That could have been a conjoined twin, and that was the hind legs of the other twin hanging out. Or maybe this, I was about to say, maybe this deer is having a baby, but it's got antlers, so what the hell? I don't know. Conjoined twin is all I can think. No, it's like moose antlers.
Whatever it is, it keeps coming back.
What the heck is going on with our lineup?
What the hell is that?
In the 80s and 90s, a wave of terroristic crime struck the United States, and at its heart lies the craziest bit of Ozarks history you might never have heard of. In 1971, a San Antonio minister named James Ellison moved to the Ozarks, and he established a church in Pontiac, Missouri, and a commune in Elijah, Missouri, where he lived with 7 other families, and they formed a Christian identity-based group. It would then turn into a survivalist and anti-government militia called the Covenant, the Sword, and Arm of the Lord, the CSA. And in 1976, Ellison purchased a 224-acre property near Bull Shoals Lake, right on the Missouri-Arkansas border. This location was chosen strategically to confuse and hinder law enforcement when its members jumped back and forth across that state line, much like other shadowy networks still do with county lines. The group built a large compound here, named Zarephath Horeb, nicknamed The Farm. And it was a largely self-sustaining community for the 100 and 120 members. The compound was divided up into living areas. It had an agriculture area, but a huge chunk of it was called Silhouette City, a training course and paramilitary school. It was designed like a city intersection, lined with buildings, and it even had some abandoned cars with silhouette cutouts that was used for target practice. The group practiced mock assassinations, capturing buildings, and quickly planting explosives. Some serious training in guerrilla warfare, various weapons, and wilderness survival. But of course, they still needed money, which members made through a variety of odd jobs, handyman jobs, or mechanics. They did some cedar logging and a little insurance fraud, like when they burned down James Ellison's sister's house for the insurance money. But mostly they earned their money through the manufacturing of modified weapons, which were then sold and transported to other groups. Today, many publications will make CSA members out to be some kind of ragtag group of crazies and criminals, ex-convicts, and drug addicts. But in reality, there were a lot of veterans involved in this too, and ex-military men. These dudes were pretty deadly, and so were their friends and allies, other militias and organizations with similar ideologies. This was a massive, complex network, all who held one primary objective: the overthrowing of what they called Zog, the Zionist-occupied government. This objective was supported by the religious zeal of the Christian identity movement. If you're confused about what that means, pause to read. And in 1983, the leaders of these groups came together at the Aryan World Conference, where they all declared open war on the U.S. government. Because there are so many, we're going to introduce just a few of the main characters that we're going to run into again. James Ellison, leader of the CSA. Richard Butler, leader of Aryan Nations. Louis Beam of the Houston, Texas KKK. Thomas Robb of the Arkansas KKK. And Robert Miller, leader and founder of Elohim City in Oklahoma. He was a former Mennonite who became, quote, one of the most important leaders of the Christian identity movement. He formed Elohim City in 1973, a private community, literally its own little city, not listed on any maps, but it sits on 400 acres very near to the Oklahoma-Arkansas state line. And with Elohim City right here and the CSA compound right here, they were the influential leaders in this area. So around this time, Ellison proclaimed himself King James of the Ozarks and named Robert of Oklahoma his spiritual advisor. Then there's Robert Matthews. After that 1983 conference, he pulled 8 of the most violent and extreme members from each of the groups to form its own new group called the Order. It's also known as the Silent Brotherhood. And the Order was tasked with carrying out a planned list of attacks and assassinations. You know, terror also requires money. They raised money by robbing banks and armored cars out west. In the meantime, members of the other groups were raising their own hell. On June 3rd, 1983, a man named Gordon Call, a South Dakota farmer and a World War II veteran, was also a member of the Posse Comitatus. I think I said that right. After the FBI raided his farmhouse, he fled to Mountain Home, Arkansas, where he hid out in the home of CSA member Arthur Russell, and the only time he ever left was to visit a fellow Posse member who lived in Smithville. One day, Arthur Russell's daughter tipped off the FBI, probably hoping to collect reward money. While visiting his friend here, FBI, 2 SWAT teams, and Arkansas State troopers surrounded the home. His buddy tried to leave and was grabbed outside and questioned. While that was going on, a couple of sheriffs snuck in through the back door, and a shootout occurred. Gordon Call was killed along with Sheriff Gene Matthews. But there is a lot of really weird things about the way the situation was handled. Police record shows that the two started firing at each other simultaneously, and that Gordon Call was killed instantly. But after the authorities had dragged the sheriff out, these officers opened fire on the house and then burned it down, with Gordon Call still inside. So there are several conspiracy theories about this. And as you can imagine, this event only further riled up the CSA and all of their friends. And attacks started to happen. Around 4:30 a.m. on July 28, 1983, the leaders of the Arkansas and Texas KKK literally popped out of the sewers in Montgomery, Alabama, to break into the Southern Poverty Law Center. Once they were in, they doused it in some kind of flammable liquid, thought to be gasoline mixed with motor oil, and set it ablaze, which heavily damaged the Klan Watch office, which had been monitoring Klan activity for several years. In the 80s and 90s, a wave of terroristic crime struck the United States, and at its heart,
Heck yeah. You do want my love. Freaking A, dude. Oh. How many of these songs do you know by ELO? Basically, 98%. Sorry about this. Skip on my internet. Seems like they're killing it. Killing it still at that age.
I don't want to needlessly embarrass anyone who is teaching evolution on the collegiate level or any doctors of geology. But there have been some very interesting things lately that undermine this idea that rock is millions and millions of years or takes that long to form. Case in point, this little guy right here was placed in a mineral bath in Karlovy Vary, Czech Republic. 2 weeks in the mineral bath, this is what it looked like. It's stone, folks. Take a close look at it, and let me prove it to you. If stone can form quickly, then the creationists who state that there was a worldwide flood 4,500 years ago, and that all the sedimentary rock, like coal, like slate, like limestone, formed in a very short period of time. Thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
I don't want to needlessly embarrass anyone who is...
Here's 4 of them coming together.
Yeah.
And out of the vortices, we've attached now arms.
Mm-hmm.
But the 4 of these will now come together and lift this 50-pound barrel.
Yeah.
And then 5 of them will come together and pick up the 5 collected barrels because of their collected thrust.
Right. This is a whole new form of flight.
Entirely new form of flight, tangential flight, the ability to fly around your own center of mass, something they've never been able to accomplish with just 6 props. But this was low-hanging fruit from the linchpin. I wasn't trying to build flight vehicles. I was just trying to prove, I was like, if this is the fractal, I said we should be able to put props in those pentagonal areas, and it should have tangential flight.
Right.
And the drone community hated me. They were like, how dare you hit us with something like this? And even though I made a gift for $25,000 a reward for anybody that was able to build the flight simulator with this, they were like, there were people that were saying, you can't, it's not possible to accomplish that. And within 2 weeks, we had it done.
Yeah.
By putting it out into the universe. And now these 5, so this is the end of cranes, or this will be able to greatly assist in how we do construction and lifting and bringing things home. And they're all autonomous. Here's 4 of them coming together.
The very same day that people start to connect the fact that Starlink was used in every key swing state that also had voter discrepancies, we have a Starlink satellite falling out of the sky.
What?
That's not normal, right? But what better opportunity to talk about this fucking goober's very intentional choice to wear a black MAGA hat to the rallies.
He's dark MAGA.
Guys, I'm dark gothic MAGA, and they're saying the quiet part out loud again. A black hat hacker is a cyber criminal who accesses computer systems and networks without authorization for malicious purposes. Black hat hackers can be individuals, organized cybercrime rings, or state-sponsored groups. Their actions can include stealing data, disrupting systems, compromising critical infrastructure. Black hat hackers use a variety of strategies, including social engineering, with Twitter, and exploiting vulnerabilities.
Apparently, Elon created an app, and he knew who won 4 hours before the results.
At what point does this go from a conspiracy theory to them genuinely just laughing in our faces because they think they're above the law? The very same day that people start to connect the fact that Starlink was used in every key...
I have a really weird story. So this guy, his name is Cliff High. It was 1997. He developed this software program called WebBot, and what it would do, it would scan the entire internet, collect data, it would make predictions for the stock market. But then he delved into it a little more. It's just like, let's see what else it can predict. In 2009, it came up with a prediction of the future that there was going to be a battle in the air with the military and UFOs, and that even UFOs would be fighting.
I heard about this. I gotta tell you guys about this.
There had to be a trigger.
It's crazy.
Yes,
that's probably it.
It said that when this trigger happens, then 39 days later, this prediction will come true. Here's the crazy part. 2009.
This is it.
The trigger was Donald Trump would be interviewed by Joe Rogan.
That just happened.
No
It's like
way,
goosebumps.
dude. That's crazy. I have a really weird story.
So
this guy, his name is Cliff High.
Why would you? The very same day that people start to connect the fact that
Here's four of them coming.
They pressed the space bar.
I have a really.
Why would you go and say this?
Psychics.
Okay, I have to use my earbud to stop it. But I want to know, when did that happen? I know it wasn't too long ago, so I'm going to Google that. And it's 39 days after that interview happened. You can do this along with me if you won't, because my phone is kind of tripped out. My home button got screwed up by the cell phone place that fixed my screen but messed up my home button. So let's see. What date was Donald Trump interviewed by Joe Rogan? Not Togan. Whatever, that's what I'm talking about. So October 25th. So yeah, I'm just going to write that down, and then I'm going to do the math later because we don't have time for math right now, but let me just double check. So I got October 25th because this is when the article was written. But is that the actual date? I know he went on to Leon Lush's show before that, and Leon was the one that told him that he should go on Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan's badass. Badassery. Yeah. So did they write this the same day they did the interview or what? Maybe it was the 24th. What are you getting on yours? Let me know. Let me know. Stop it. So it was released October 25th. But that doesn't mean that's when it happened. I don't know if he does this stuff live or not. I love to watch his stuff, but it's got to be live. 60 minutes. Who is Joe Rogan? We all know who Joe Rogan is. Anyways, I'm going to put October 25th, and then I'm going to do my math later, but let's continue on with where we're at and see where we're going. Who are these people? Let me know how you prefer it. Do you like it better like this or like this? I kind of like it better like this or like this. But then you can't see me, so whatever. Let's get back into it.
Kicks are demonic. They're not channeling your dead relative.
I'm a professional psychic medium. Apparently I'm evil. I've been trying to unravel the mysteries of what the afterlife is, what spirit is, and what you actually are. Not actually go and fearmonger everyone. Let's listen more.
How does one get possessed? Yes. Oh, yeah. The two biggest ways are dabbling in the occult. What does that mean? Playing with demonic things, Ouija boards, going to a psychic, tarot cards, or actual occult worship of the devil.
Now, my friend, I'm going to actually have to agree with you on one of those things. Going out and actively devil worshiping is not the best idea. But in order to understand what is good and what is bad, we have to understand what it is. Everything is vibration, everything is energy, everything is frequency. You are a spirit in a body looking out through eyes, having a human experience. Whatever your vibration is, a lot of people throw that word around. Your vibration is the tone or the note to which your soul fully encompasses. Everything is music. That is to what you will attract, and that is to what you will see in your version of reality. So there is lower vibrational states, what he's talking about. That absolutely exists. If you are not aligning yourself with that, then you will not have anything bad happen. Talk about vibrations. I want you to think of like a piano. There's the lower notes that make you feel sad and dark, and then you have the higher notes that make you feel happy and light. You believe that those exist, the D word. Guess what? That is what you will experience. That is what will harmonize and align with you.
You told me my mother shared this with me when I was 10, and nobody ever knew that but us. So it has to be my mom, except for the demons in the room, who also heard it.
Seems like this guy has some demons coming around him, because that is all he believes. He believes this. That means that that will become a reality. Are we doing a reading anyways? That's my other question. We're so against it. Why are we doing it? Let's just fear him.
Who did it?
His mother was in a higher vibrational state. His mother is in heaven, and his mother was coming down to show her son that she was there so that he can live a good life without regret. There wasn't a demon in the room, and if there was, it was probably only his. He needs to go get that in check. Now let's listen to the last bit.
They're impersonating your mother. Wow. They can put up a good show. They can also place thoughts in our minds, and they can manipulate our emotions.
He's only wrong about one thing in that part of the video. Well, it's the demon part. Again, the more you put into that, the more you believe that that's it, it will feed that energy. Anytime you ask a spirit to come in, really come into your brain, and they use your brain like a computer. It can make you feel things, experience things, see daydreams. Doing that every day, all the time. Now let's put everything together that we learned from this lesson. Psychics are not demonic. You believe that something like this has power over you. It will. It's all about energy. Your vibe. Remember that we're all energy. We're all connected. And remember, you're always guided and protected from the other side, no matter what. Don't say the D word anymore. Stop it. There's already enough crap going on in this world. We don't need any of that. Why would you go and say this?
Psychic. I'm curious to see if you're smart enough to figure this one out. So we got Foghorn Leghorn dancing around, showing this little scientific kid the art of Indian rainmaking, right? And then look, this little guy, after reading his book, he starts putting a little airplane together, and look what he puts inside of it. Yeah. Sends it up, right? It goes over, and what do you know? Beep. And all of a sudden, Foghorn Leghorn's like, "Where's your storm? Where?" Oh, and then all of a sudden, boom. This is an old cartoon we watched as kids. Just in case you missed it, yeah. I'll just leave this here. Go show this account some love, by the way. Makes you wonder, what else could they have told us throughout old cartoons from our childhood? Now, that document.
And also, I remember hearing, like, sometime back in the 1950s is when they actually started cloud seeding. And a lot of people have said, like, the sort of technology, whether it be militarily or electronically or whatnot, cybernetically, they're 100 years ahead of what we know that they are. So, this kind of gives you an idea, like, when was this made? I think he said in the first place, but I believe back in the 1950s is when that was happening.
That was shown earlier. That's an interesting read to understand exactly why this little cartoon is so peculiar. I'm curious to see if you're smart enough to figure this
one out. That's 1964, so that's like 10 years after they said.
I have a deep confession about the real reason why I broke my neck 21 years ago.
Okay.
It's so shameful, but I just feel like I need to get it off my chest. So if you've been here for a minute, you know that I broke my neck cheerleading. I went into cheer tryouts. I was like, I'm going to nail this back tuck. And I nailed the back of my head instead. Became instantly paralyzed, can't breathe.
No, girl.
But it all goes back to a day in the 3rd grade where I made this ultimate decision, right? I'm there watching my sister. She's cheering. I loved it. I love watching her cheer on the team and the camaraderie of being
yeah. It's sad.
Really, I went to the concession stand and I heard about a walking taco. If you don't know what a walking taco is, it is a chip bag. A personal chip bag. We're not crazy. and it's Doritos or a chip of your choice. They put chili on top of it. On top of the chili's cheese, then sour cream if you like.
Oh, yeah.
I fell in love instantly, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was a walking taco. I wanted it every Sunday for the rest of my life. So I became a cheerleader knowing I would get one of these. And honestly, it was heaven in my mouth. And I got a lot of walking tacos. But the ironic part about all of this is I got into cheerleading because I liked walking tacos. And now I can't walk. I'm a sitting taco. Like, I like eating tacos sitting now. But I'm just glad I got that off my chest. Thanks, guys, for letting me air it out. I love you. Go get a walking taco. Bye. I have a deep...
What's up, TikTok? It's your girl, Divine Pisces 444.
Y'all, this chick.
Are y'all ready? I don't think y'all ready. Y'all not ready for what's coming. Y'all, when I tell you, it is the biggest shift, energy shift that, y'all, get ready. No, I'm serious, y'all. Get ready. Get ready, because this is going to really shake the foundations of this earth. I see a great earthquake happening in California. Yep. And I believe
the middle of the United States.
Huge shift that is happening, that it has already started, you guys. The election was a make it or break it, okay? And because it did not, y'all, we have treaties. We have treaties with some of these ETs out here. And because
they broke it a long time ago. They broke it.
The opposite. See, Trump don't have no treaty with no galactic federation. But the other person did. All of them do. Biden, Obama, Hillary. Y'all, I can keep going. I can keep going. Don't ask me how I know this. Just know that I know. When I tell you, energy shift is coming from the backlash that we are about to receive. Y'all, I literally see California splitting in half. This earthquake is going to be so great.
The very same day that people...
Are we back? Because I have to say, like, ever since I was a kid, I've had visions of the fault line breaking in California, or a major part of it falling into the ocean. I also lived all over eastern United States. Born in Arkansas, lived in Miami, Florida for a while, went back to Arkansas because I went for a visit with my grandparents and never went back to Miami. Went from there to Washington State. There to
TikTok, it's your girl, Divine Pisces.
Wow. That was weird. Anyways, to Colorado State, and then I joined. Well, before that, I went back to Arkansas, then back to Colorado, back to Arkansas, then Tennessee, then back to Colorado because my dad was sick. Then I joined the military and North Carolina. Well, it was South Carolina, then North Carolina, then Tennessee, then back to Colorado. Out of all the places I've lived, I feel like Colorado is my home. I just love it here so much, and it's not because it's the best state in the world, which, I don't know, I'm particular to it, but I just feel like I'm safe here. I know I'm going to be okay here. Might have to go underground for a little bit, but as far as all the flooding and stuff, it's not just California. It's in the middle of the United States, like the Mississippi River. I don't know if you know, it used to flow north. Now it flows south due to, tectonic plate vibrations and shifts, etc. This land is crazy, but I don't know. I've been knowing that California was going to do this for a while, and then we went to Disneyland about 6 years ago, and we took a certain route, and we finally got to our hotel, and my youngest daughter, Lily, was like, we got to go home right now. We got to go home right now. And we're like, hey, what's going on? Like, we made it to the hotel. It's going to be okay. We're going to be heading back in a couple days, and there's Disneyland tomorrow. Aren't you excited? Disneyland. And she's like, no, we got to go home right now. We got to go home right now, because if we don't, we're not going to make it home. That next day, there was an earthquake. Me and my two oldest girls and some of my nephews were on the log ride. I think it's the Briar Rabbit ride. I can't remember what exactly it's called. But we're going down on the log, and the back of it came up, and then we landed, and everybody was like jumbled up because they weren't going through like they should because of the vibrations. And then we found Vern, and Vern was freaking out because he thought he was having another stroke. Because that's how he felt. Like, he felt like the earth was moving and he had to sit down, and he was feeling dizzy, and he was freaked out because he was with the two littles. But come to find out, it was actually an earthquake. And then we get back to our room that night, and we get on the news, and it was talking about the road that we traveled in on, and it actually like broke apart. Like this jagged and like that, like it broke apart. So she was right. If we don't leave right now, we're not going to get back home. Well, on that road, but there are other roads. So that was pretty intriguing. I just had to share that with you guys really quick because that was pretty dang awesome, I must say, myself. All right, let's get back to Destiny 444. I got it written down here somewhere. But yeah, I like this chick. She's pretty badass. Come on, girl.
Y'all. Are y'all ready? I don't think y'all ready.
Y'all ready for this?
Ready for what's coming. Y'all, when I tell you,
I am.
It is the biggest shift.
Mm-hmm.
Energy shift that. Y'all. Get ready. No. I'm serious, y'all.
No, I believe you.
Get ready. Get ready, because this is going to really shake the foundations of this earth. I see a great earthquake happening in California. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe it's because of this big, huge shift that is happening, that it has already started, you guys. The election was a make it or break it. Okay.
It was happening before the election.
It did not, y'all.
See all these people have to be evacuated from their houses.
These ETs out here. And because the people voted for the opposite. See, Trump don't have no treaty with no galactic federation. But the other person did. All of them do.
I don't think so.
Obama, Hillary, y'all, I can keep going. Don't ask me how I know this. Just know that I know. When I tell you, the energy shift is coming from the backlash that we are about to receive. Y'all, I literally see California splitting in half. This earth is going to be so great.
For the most part, it's going to choke off.
Be so great. And when it happens, y'all, it's some stuff that's going to come up from that ground. Y'all ain't hearing me?
Oh, yeah.
I listen, y'all, I've been on this. Are we really about to ascend? Like, listen, I've been seeking within, because I don't go out. I know the Creator is not out there. He's in me. The creation is a part of me.
Have light right here.
I've been going in, seeking, trying to understand this. Are we about to ascend in physical form? Because I see I see.
You see spirits flying up. It's because a lot of people died
and I
during
see
that.
a new world being birthed. At first, I thought it was a select few would go to another planet because this was like 2 years ago. No, I believe it's this planet. And I struggle because, y'all, I'm having a hard time adjusting to the creatures. See, once you start seeing them and they start coming around you, it's one thing to, like, notice little stuff. But when you actually start seeing these earth creatures, okay, because they
I wonder
smell
if this
like
is the same
soil.
chick
They smell like earth.
that was doing the things in the trees and around her car and stuff. There was actually stuff.
Them, that's how, I said I was working on it, y'all. I said I was struggling with this. This is a little bit worse than the ETs because at least the ETs come and go.
Yeah, these are elementals.
Not these creatures.
These are
gnomes?
elementals. Yeah. Gnomes.
They all coming up because Earth has opened her mouth and she is releasing her soul.
Oh, man.
And there's so many.
I saw these mofos in Arkansas
that are like blindfolded, just walking around. It's almost like they hear this distant music. Like they're blindfolded, but they're walking to this music they're hearing. But it's not their natural rhythm. It's not the beat of the earth. It's not the beat of their natural beat within their vibration. This is something that is an outside force that's coming in. It's almost like a mind control thing. You know, remember the movie Hocus Pocus, where they started singing and people just started dancing and did not stop until they flat out
kind of like
dropped.
that time when everybody danced to death. It was like some sort of
That's
virus.
what I'm seeing, y'all.
It actually happened.
And when I
real
say
life.
it's so many. Oh my God, you guys. It's so many.
Girl.
And
They're
I
everywhere.
also see some that think that they're woke, but they're actually being deceived by they're being entertained by fallen angels, by lower vibrational beings that are appearing to be light.
Gotta keep that vibration high.
I've interacted
Don't believe
with a lot
everything
of
you
different
see.
beings, a lot of different beings, okay? And there were some that really had me confused because I didn't understand. Like, are you good or not? Are you of the light or not?
Are you a good or a bad?
It was nice to me on up until I was like, okay, I'm starting to get sick from communicating with you, from interacting with you. Like, I felt physical symptoms after having these channeled messages with this particular being that I was dealing with, a space brother. And he kept appearing to me as this handsome man. But he wasn't.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe it's his spirit that was handsome.
He was a hideous looking creature. But he was a shapeshifter. And he was able to get into my conscious. You understand? He was able to play with my mind and make me think that I was seeing some type of beautiful, handsome man, galactic
That's the devil, girl.
When it was not. He is not a man. It's a creature. It's
yeah, that's the devil, girl.
One. And it growls and it smells like sulfur.
Sulfur. Yeah, I met him too.
Y'all.
That's the damn devil, girl.
Still the crazy lady in Ohio screaming.
Oh, yeah.
There's some things here.
There is.
And
For real.
All you people that are sensitive, maybe you didn't even know you had that psychic ability. I don't even like using the word psychic. It is who I am.
It's a gift.
I don't know.
We're born this way.
About being a damn tarot reader or a medium. I couldn't tell you. I never studied it. Don't care about it. It is my natural ability to
used to be
energy, to see visions,
till I pushed it away.
Most people don't see, feel things that most people
now
don't.
I'm working on it again, but otherwise I'm open.
That's who I am. And what have I been saying? There's some here.
There is.
In the night of the election, I seen it myself. I recorded it. Listen, y'all, that was no star or planet. That wasn't a chopper around here. It wasn't a plane.
No, now I gotta look back at what you're talking about.
That was a light ship. Then, light creatures came that night. And I call them light creatures because there's either light on them or light around them. So I was a creature of light. Now, if you're premature or you don't really know a lot and your discernment's not, your faith in you is not right, you still got
you got it right with your discernment. Listen to your gut.
And you don't believe in God anymore, and you've lost that.
No. You're in trouble.
You, my friend, are going to be deceived. They're going to play with you like a yo-yo. They're going to have you out here channeling messages. My brothers and sisters, we are of peace, love, and light. Y'all fall for that if you want.
Love and light.
I'm here to tell you. I see their real image. I see what they...
So it makes me wonder, did you guys see that one Twilight Zone where they were having men for dinner? So, man for dinner. And everybody's like, oh yes, I can't wait to try the space delicacy. It's going to be so wonderful, so yummy. Yum, 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 yum. I wasn't having man over for dinner. It was having man for dinner, just so you know. In case you didn't pick up on that. Twilight Zone, men for dinner. You should check it out if you haven't. Let's get back to our gal.
They really look like. As for all of them, they are ugly creatures. They're ugly, y'all.
Scary bitches. Scary.
Yes.
Yes.
They smell like sulfur. So you keep listening to that stuff if you want. You better be careful. By the way, ever since the Most High, ever since my spiritual family of divine light, of unconditional love, aka Yahshua, all of them, revealed to me who the Galactic Federation really is, it is the planet Venus. It is Lucifer. Do y'all know we ain't had an odor in our house ever since? Ever since I stopped communicating and channeling them?
I just have to say, that's the only time I ever smelled sulfur. Okay, so first night I saw the little gremlin cobalt fuckers. My friend said they were cobalts. I looked them up. They're not cobalts. Somebody said they were Kentucky goblins. Those look closer to the things I saw than a freaking cobalt. Kentucky goblins. But I was in Arkansas. Northern Arkansas, so that makes a lot of sense. Anyways, they were dancing around the fire, doing their chanting, doing their weapons up and down as they're jumping around and chanting around the fire. Some of them are playing drums. All at once they stop and they try and look at my window. You know what I did? Immediately threw myself back in bed because I've almost been caught by my dad several times after my mom died, peeking in on what my dad's doing because I'm freaking nosy. Nosy wants a booger. Throw myself back in bed, pulled my sheets up right to here. Trying not to breathe. Slowly breathing so they can't tell. Closing my eyes when I see them get closer. And scurry on down the wall to my brother's room. The very next night, when I had the dream, my bed's tilting up. Tilting. I'm sliding down my bed. I get to the very end. It's down here. The bed frame, the footboard, is below the mattress. So I'm putting my hands down there. I'm holding on to it, trying not to fall into this hole of fire. And I'm smelling fire, brimstone, sulfur. I wake up. I'm at the end of my bed. I'm like, what the hell was that? That was the craziest dream I've ever had, besides the one when I saw my mom after she died. That was awesome, not crazy. The other one, that that I just had right then was crazy because I thought it was a dream. But I think I just blacked out because I was so freaked out and like hyperventilating. I'm sitting there thinking about it, and all of a sudden, I smell something. But this time, it's not sulfur. It's like cherry tobacco or something. It's a very, very sweet smell. I'm like, oh, my grandparents' tobacco is sweet, but not like that. What is that? Then I look over slowly to my doorway. I didn't have a door on my doorway. I had these yellow lace curtains, that you could close like this, but even if you closed it, people could still look through. But they were always tied back, these yellow curtains. He was just standing there in the middle. I see this dark figure. I didn't even see him yet. I knew immediately who he was. And then he lifted up, put something to his mouth. Well, it was the size of like a nice cigar. Hit the cigar. When he did, I saw his face. I saw like this area of him. He was the most beautiful man I'd ever seen. And he was smoking a cigar. I was like, well, that's weird. My grandpa don't look like that, and my grandpa don't smoke cigars. Like, who the crack is this? And I knew immediately who it was. And as a child, even before my mom died, I used to have very severe, very bad nightmares. But it was once my mom had passed, my dad was the one in charge, the one taking care of us, and I still had nightmares almost every night. And he'd come in and tell me, just, say, God stands before me, Satan fall behind. God stands before me, Satan fall behind. You know what I did that night? I did. I didn't even say it out loud. I said it in my head. Just like that, I was out. I didn't have to talk to him or nothing. I was back to sleep, woke up the next morning at the end of my bed. So strange. And then years later, my dad told me, after turning white as a sheet, when he heard my story, because when my mom got killed by a drunk driver, we all got split up. Like, my 3 older siblings went with their dad, me and my brother went with our dad. So, we all got split up. Then we came back together in, like, the late 80s or whatever, and we're sharing ghost stories and stuff that we remembered. And when I told that story, like, Dad turned white as a sheet. It was like, Sissy, your mama told the very same story, except he came right next to her bed and they had a lengthy conversation. She wouldn't tell me what they were talking about, but she did say that it was a lengthy conversation. I didn't even say 2 words to the guy, but anyways, let's get back to our gal, because I just had to share that really quick. My sulfur experience is that. Otherwise, looking back on all my paranormal experiences, everything, yes, I have encountered very dark entities, but people who are dark and pass over continue to be dark. People that are good that pass over continue to be good. So, maybe perhaps they weren't from hell. They weren't devils or demons. But this girl, I trust her. I believe what she's saying. I don't have any fractal or bad feelings about what she's saying. Come on back, girl.
I ain't smelled sulfur since. Now, maybe outside in the front yard, but not up in my house.
Right.
I sleep good every night. It's
Hell
great.
yeah.
2 weeks of holding. What's good? What's good,
That's
you
good.
guys?
That's good.
Take my advice, or you can scroll off the video. What's up, TikTok? It's your girl, Divine Pisces 444.
So America is in the middle of a historic debt bubble that is about to burst, and there's only one way out of it, if you ask me, and it's called the creator economy. So let's talk about it. So what is a debt bubble? Basically, we have to borrow money to make money. We have to borrow money to do just about everything. Our entire economy is based on debt.
I hate doing that.
The U.S. government, the federal government, is $36 trillion in debt. $36 trillion. Even worse than that, the collective households, meaning all the households in America, if you add them up, their debt is $18 trillion. Both of these are historic highs. I mean, it's unsustainable.
Thanks, government.
And the bubble is about to burst. When it bursts, it's very bad, okay? So why are we in a debt-based economy? Why are we in this debt bubble? Well, because think about it. You have to borrow money to buy a car, borrow money to buy a house, and borrow money to start a business. So if I want to start, like, say, a coffee shop, I have to go to the bank and take out a small business
I'll be right
loan.
back. It's still here.
I'm in debt before I start my business. Before I sell one cup of coffee, I'm in debt. And then if I have to pay the bank back $500 a day, right? And I only make $400 a day, even though I'm working hard all day long, I'm more in debt with interest at the end of the day than I started the day. That's a debt-based economy, and that's why we're in a debt bubble. So a bunch of businesses are about to go out of business because of this, because the consumer is tapped out. The consumer is up to their eyeballs in debt. They can't take out any more debt, so they can't buy any more products or services, so these businesses can't stay open. They can't pay back their debt. Debt. How do we get out of this debt-based bubble that we're in? The creator economy. So we have to harness the tools that we have. A creator economy is not just like content creators. It's meaning that people can be businesses, and you can create businesses without taking out debt. How do you do that? You create scalable digital products, ebooks, courses, services, you know, anything having to do with like teaching people how to do stuff, showing people how to do stuff, providing skills and services as a product, but digitally. So it's scalable, and you don't have to take out debt to start this business. I can start making ebooks and guides and courses today, and I don't have to borrow any money to do it. But when someone buys my course or hires me for a service or anything like that, I make money. So I just made money without having to take out debt. So now we can start climbing out of this debt-based hole because we don't have to borrow more money to make more money. So this is really the only way, is to leverage this opportunity we have, the internet, the scalability of digital products, the fact that finally people are more willing to buy from other people as opposed to buying from businesses. In the past, people wanted to buy from businesses. They thought it was safer to.
I just have to say, I was pretty lucky because in high school, I took consumer math. And I was taught, don't get a credit card unless you're planning to build credit, and you can pay it off every time. Guess what? Credit card companies fucking hate it when you do that. They get really mad. But you get good credit, so I haven't ever gotten a credit card. I'm not in debt, but at the same time, I don't have a credit rating. So I want to rent to buy something, therefore I can build a credit rating. But you don't have to put yourself in debt. You have to spend money to make money. That doesn't mean you have to go in debt. You got to be smart about it. But yeah, this guy is pretty smart. I dig what he's talking about.
You buy a product from a business. It's more reputable and credible if you buy from a business instead of a person. Well, now what do we see? We see businesses are unethical. They do all sorts of terrible stuff for the money you give them, and they don't care about you. So wouldn't you rather give your money, your hard-earned money, to another hard-working human, right? Let's make it human-to-human business interaction instead of human to companies. I understand companies and corporations employ people, so I understand the importance of it, and by and large, they're not going away. But a lot of the smaller ones, it's just unsustainable because this economy, we've been doing this for decades. It's not working, okay? It's time to do something different. So what we're going to do different now is we're going to encourage people and inspire people to take the knowledge that they have. Everybody on earth knows something, has a God-given ability, has a skill, has learned something throughout life. Just being alive, you learn a lot, okay? So you take what you've learned, you bottle it up, you package it up, and you present it, and you teach other people how to do whatever it is. Have you lost weight? Do you know how to cook well? Are you a good singer?
Oh, I'm a good cook.
A personal trainer?
I will make you fat.
Do you speak multiple languages? Whatever it may be, somebody wants to learn or needs to know what it is you know or you have learned. Just your experience in life, you know, being a parent, anything. You can package that up and sell it. And that's not grifting. That's not a bad thing. That is what people want. People want to learn these things, and they would rather you teach some of these things. They'd rather give their money to you as another human being who's working hard and trying to provide for their family than give it to one of these greedy corporations. This is the age we're entering into. It's called the creator economy.
You just gave me a good idea.
If we leverage it and encourage it. So I would encourage you to figure out what it is you know. What hardships have you had that you've overcome?
Oh, yes.
What skills do you have? What expertise do you have? What curiosities and interests do you have that might be useful to somebody else? Start with a simple guide, an ebook, or some sort of a course that you can do. Turn it into a cohort, turn it into some sort of an online community, and see what happens.
Feel like a family consultator or something.
But that's what we need, is more people doing that, and maybe we can dig out of this gigantic debt hole that we're in before this debt bubble.
You're a debt hole.
That's just my take. Let me know what your opinion is. Have a beautiful day. Peace.
My opinion is you're an amazing person.
Just a few days after that TikTok was posted, the TikToker in the video, Caleb Graves, would be dead. Caleb was a poetry writer, a marathon runner, a writer, director, screenwriter, producer, and like I said before, he loved to run in marathons.
That wasn't the guy that died in a marathon,
Caleb
was
traveled
it?
to Anaheim, California to run in the Disneyland Halloween half marathon weekend. Basically, this is a marathon that takes
When he
people
went through the water.
Disney parks. It's got a Halloween theme around it, but Caleb posted some eerie, almost prophetic TikToks before his untimely passing. In the TikToks in the days before his death, he talked about heat exhaustion and said that just walking his dog around with the heat that was hitting California at the time, he felt heat exhaustion like he could pass.
Well, I could say, like, this guy wasn't from this area, and it's crazy. Like, I'm from Colorado. I went to South Carolina for boot camp, so I'm like, shit, I got this. Like, I can run so many miles or whatever while I'm sitting there smoking weed and eating freaking Nutty Buddy bars and Funyuns. Not considering the elevation difference. So I'm going from basically 6,000 feet in elevation down to whatever South Carolina is. And then you add humidity. How do you do that with your lungs? Elevation, humidity, etc. This poor guy, I don't even know where he's from, but I'm curious.
Pass out. He also said in one of the videos, I really hope I get through the race tomorrow morning. The fact that it's early will help me out because it's not cute to just lose control of your body, just fall asleep.
I hope it's
like
the
that.
one.
Well,
that
Caleb did end up running
about.
the Disney half marathon, but right as he crossed the finish line, workers noticed that Caleb was clutching his chest. So Caleb did end up finishing the race.
This wasn't the one I was thinking about.
And shortly afterwards, he collapsed after going into cardiac arrest. About an hour later, he was pronounced dead at the hospital. This is an extremely tragic story. Caleb was only 33 years old, and you can tell that nobody could have ever possibly expected a death like this.
No, hell
but at
no.
least the one silver lining that I believe I could find in a story like this is that at minimum, Caleb did finish his final race. He crossed the finish line.
He did. He did it.
It's still just such a sad, tragic story.
It makes you wonder if his spirit is still there.
Filed for a patent for an in-car system that eavesdrops on your conversations. So
Oh.
that it can play you ads while you're
Fuck
driving.
off,
I wish
Ford.
I could say that the
Yeah.
this was made up, but it's
Get
very
your
much so not.
hole.
Here's a little still from the patent itself, where you can even see the selected ad there on the center dashboard. So let's talk about what's going on here, because a lot of it has to do with data collection. The car wants to play you advertisements based on your destination, maybe your GPS destination, your vehicle information, and most importantly, by just listening to your conversations. Now, filing a patent doesn't mean that they have fully built and implemented the thing.
That's
It doesn't
not
even mean that
vehicle.
they're going to. It just means that they could. Somebody somewhere thought it was worth patenting because they might use it later. It said that the new system could be responsive to the voice commands you've given the car. It can identify your voice and your ad preferences, and those of passengers in the car. Finally, it can listen to conversations to determine if it's better to serve you a visual ad while you're talking, or maybe an audio ad when there's a lull in the conversation, so that it'll know like what's the optimal kind of ad to give you, which I think is kind of...
Hopefully. Dang it. Please go back.
Pisces 444.
No, Pisces 444. No. No. No.
Ford Motor Company.
Dang it, I did it again. So don't hit spacebar if you're in this. But, I'm just hoping out of all the people, all your companions in your vehicle, they don't go with the most perverse one, because you can hear some really crazy stuff if it is gone by that person. You know, the person that's on the internet the most is going to go to that? I hope not. Because, damn.
Ford Motor Company just filed for a patent for an in-car system that eavesdrops on your conversations.
Sorry,
I
should have pressed this instead of spacebar.
I wish I could say that this was made up, but it's very much so not. And here's a little still from the patent
Very much so
itself,
not.
where you can even see the selected ad there on the center dashboard. So let's talk about what's going on here, because a lot of it has to do with data collection. The car wants to play you advertisements based on your destination, maybe your GPS destination, your vehicle information, and most importantly, by just listening to your conversations. Now, filing a patent doesn't mean that they have fully built and implemented the thing. It doesn't even mean that they're going to. It just means that they could. Somebody somewhere thought it was worth patenting because they might use it later. It said that the new system could be responsive to the voice commands you've given the car. It can identify your voice and your ad preferences and those of passengers in the car. Finally, it can listen to conversations to determine if it's better to serve you a visual ad while you're talking, or maybe an audio ad when there's a lull in the conversation, so that it'll know like what's the optimal kind of ad to give you, which I think is kind of wild.
They're pushing it with this one because there's already enough advertisements on the radio as is, but it would be completely unsafe and distracting to have ads running on the screen while you're driving. I can't imagine trying to use my backup camera to parallel park and then all of a sudden I get served an ad for a McDonald's $5 meal, dude.
Ford Motor Company just filed for a patent.
What if pop music is actually the devil?
Flames erupt around her. Yikes.
Sean Diddy Combs remains behind bars.
Lil Nas X's collaboration
introduced the duo, who then launched into a blatantly demonic performance.
Diddy's recently been accused of rituals, secret meetings, abuse, and this isn't just gossip. These are charges that have got him behind bars.
Sean Diddy Combs. Major new allegations today of sexual assault and exploitation by Combs.
Then there's Billie Eilish, and she got popular lightning fast, almost overnight, but her music videos are filled with references to hell, demons, Satan himself, and she's not alone. Lil Nas X, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and even celebrities you wouldn't expect, and I'll be revealing exactly who they are later in this video, along with crazy revelations from a celebrity insider.
Just because we're sharing dark things doesn't mean we're dark. So there's people like Beyonce, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, using the fucking symbol, buying the thousands of bottles of freaking baby oil, doing certain things like Billie Eilish, oh my gosh, these different other people that are not like that have been through darkness and like to sing about it, like sing about your experiences. Not that you're going that route, but you've been through it. So you gotta decipher what you're listening to and look at what you're listening to, because that says a lot.
Insider who has firsthand knowledge of what's really going on here. Some say these stars have sold their soul to the devil or even joined the Illuminati. Well, have they? We're going to reveal the most controversial accusations and hidden connections that expose the dark side of Hollywood. So if you're ready to find the truth, hit the like button now. In the world of pop music, we worship our idols like they're gods. And is that...
The friendship between Trump and Elon Musk is starting to scare.
Can I ask a question really quick? Like, maybe Elon has been spending too much time in the sun, or what? Because look at that Poonum. That Poonum is all... Sorry.
Now hearing reports that Elon has been at Mar-a-Lago every single day since Trump's victory, that he's been weighing in on choices for new government staff. He's not only been in the room while Trump's been on the phone to world leaders, but he's even joined in on the conversations like with Zelensky. I mean, Trump's own granddaughter even posted saying Elon achieving uncle status. And we're also now finding out the full extent of Elon's financial influence, with AP reporting that his super PAC spent around $200 million to help elect Donald Trump. And while this closeness to the next president of the United States worries some, it excites others. Some believe that his involvement will bring innovation and much-needed cost-cutting solutions to government operations, but others worry about the massive conflict of interest, because Elon stands to gain massive financial benefits for his companies. So the question is, do you think that Elon achieving Unc status will be a good or bad thing for America? The friendship between...
Okay, so I have to say something real quick. He came out for Trump. He's like, hey, I'm drunk MAGA. Then later on, he's like, I'm dark gothic MAGA. Okay, I get it. Then I look deeper and deeper, like, Elon Musk did not create this car. Elon Musk did not create this rocket. Elon Musk is one of those, what do they call them, children that are born into money, and so therefore they spend money in certain places, and he was very, very smart about where he spent his money. I think he's intelligent as far as, like, strategy, and I think as far as governmental or perhaps military intelligence, that could be good, but at the same time, I don't know, because he has admitted what his deficits are. Bipolar, and what is the other one? Autistic? Autistic bipolar, yes. That's what I'm saying. So, he's very fun sometimes, but very scary sometimes. You can see him, like, very bright and shiny, and then the picture we saw, like, when he was coming in on this one was, like, wrinkled up, like, everywhere. Like, is that reptilian or what? Like, what was that? What was that? So, I'd like to hear from his wives of his many children, but what the heck is going on, is what I'm wondering. Maybe I should shut my fracking mouth. Anyways, let's get back to it. Sorry, guys.
Between Trump and Elon Musk is starting to scare people. We're now hearing reports that Elon has been at Mar-a-Lago every single day since Trump's victory, that he's been weighing in on choices for new government staff. He's not only been in the room while Trump's been on the phone to world leaders, but he's even joined in on the conversations, like with Zelensky. I mean, Trump's own granddaughter even posted saying Elon achieving uncle status. And we're also now finding out the full extent of Elon's financial influence, with AP reporting that his super PAC spent around $200 million to help elect Donald Trump. And while
and another one was like, okay, so First and Second Amendment or whatever he was doing. Hey, I get it. You start a thing for people to vote for this because I think it's the Democratic Party or whoever the frack has been trying to take away our weapons and our freedom of speech. I totally agree with that, Elon Musk. I will sign that myself. But yeah, I think that's where he was spending $1 million per person every freaking day for people that voted. And people are like, well, that's uncouth. That's not okay because you shouldn't do that in an election. This is not for the election. This is for our rights. And I thought about joining it, but I've done the Publishers Clearinghouse and different things like that and never won shite. So wasn't going to try the Elon Musk thing, but it's so crazy I should have. Anyway, let's get back to it.
this closest to the next president of the United States worries some, it excites others. Some believe that his involvement will bring innovation and much-needed cost-cutting solutions to government operations, but others worry about the massive conflict of interest, because Elon stands to gain massive financial benefits for his companies. So the question is, do you think that Elon achieving UNC status will be a good or bad thing for America? The friendship between Trump and Elon Musk is starting to...
What the hell? What is that, Mom?
Oh my gosh. I see.
Mom, you see this?
What the heck is that?
So, you've seen it.
Yes, I saw it. Is that actually a tree walking, or did Bigfoot take it up by root and walking it past? I don't know, because you didn't tell me. Was it actually a tree walking or a Bigfoot walking it past? Can you let me know?
Trees that look like they're just getting up and walking. Is it
They're sick of this shit.
Lord of the Rings? Or maybe that tree just needed some new scenery? Let's break down what's really going on here. Some viewers think it's just a logging machine pulling the tree. No need to panic. And they're right. Many of these videos do show trees being dragged by equipment that's hidden from view. But here's a fun fact. There are trees like the walking palm that move by shifting their roots to get better sunlight or nutrients. They're not walking quickly, but over time they can actually shift positions. So while your neighbor will be wandering off, some plants do move. Just
no way, honey, baby child.
Slow motion.
They do,
Why
but
do videos of walking trees
not like
fascinate
that.
us?
Not like that.
I have a ghost story. It's the realest thing I've ever experienced in my life. I collect Native American artifacts. And so my buddy and I, we went one afternoon. We find some stuff. I go home, don't think anything about
I hate to pause on this, but I went out jackrabbit hunting with my ex, my psycho fisherman ex, and I found all kinds of Native American artifacts. And it could have been like, it was all basically near one place. It could have been like an oven or something, but I think it's where they buried people. They took them from the cliffs down and buried them down in the valley. Oh my god, they were so beautiful and pretty, and I gathered them, got in an accident, and I think that had a lot to do with it, but don't take artifacts, just rebury them. That's a good idea. Therefore, you don't almost die.
thing about it. I lived in a cabin in the middle of the woods. Went to bed sober, and I woke up, my kitchen window had been unlatched and pushed open.
Dude, what?
My wife had bought this mirror, and so she and I hung this mirror, we looked at it really good, and we were like, okay, good, go to bed. The next day, the mirror's got a giant scratch across the freaking mirror.
Dude.
So, there was 1 week that
Can I also say another thing? Never buy a used mirror. We did, and luckily we didn't bring it in the house. We had it on the sidewalk forever. Not my fault, people fault, but a little girl, about 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, saw a smoky old man in the mirror. And then, after her and her dad had left from our premises, my brother would go out on the porch. So the upper porch is here, the stairs go down, the dresser's there, there's the mirror. He saw the smoky old man too. Luckily one night, for some apparent reason, it fell and broke. So I've been collecting the pieces of it, because I might make like concrete pieces with little mirror pieces in it, but at the same time, I might not, because is it haunted? I think it is, but I don't know. We're already haunted, so would that be worse if I made some concrete steps with it? Let me know in the comments, because I'm not sure what to do, because I'm creative, and I'm haunted. But is that a good idea?
woke up every single night at 2:59 on the freaking dot. The last night I woke up, borderline having a panic attack. My heart was racing. I was sweating. I turned my lamp on, and I put my feet on the side of the bed, and I stand up. When I stood up, something jumped from that balcony to the floor, and it ran through my house. To the point where I grabbed my gun, dude, and I freaking racked that thing, and I freaking vetted my entire house, because it was so real that I was convinced that somebody was in my house. And dude, there was nothing.
Seriously?
Dude, there was literally...
That is the scariest image.
This is how specific it was. I heard the wood crack from the hands, the pressure, and then a second of pause, and then...
Shit really happened.
My windows,
like a human size.
1,000%. So we didn't tell anybody about this. And my buddy finally told him. He was like, "Man, one night I woke up and my dog was barking. She never barks." And he was like, "I woke up and I heard a thud downstairs." He said something had opened his freaking Arrowhead case where his the stuff that he found.
Oh my god!
What? I swear on my life. I have a ghost story. It's the realest thing I've ever experienced.
Put that shit in the earth.
It's time to wake up. I've been watching presidents since Nixon when I was a kid. It's flip-flop back and forth from Republican to Democrat. Yet, inflation has consistently gone up. Prices of food have consistently gone up. And if you don't believe that, well, when I was a teenager and I got my first car, gas was 69 cents a gallon. And now it's $5 a gallon. A gallon of milk used to cost 35 cents. when I was a kid. Now a gallon of milk is about $4 or $4.50. You tell me, are we going to blame this on any particular individual, any particular presidency? Or are we going to come to terms and realize that no matter who gets in there, your cost of living, your inflation, the overall debt of the company, and I do mean company, not country. It's a company. The company called the United States is a corporation. It's going to continue to go up, 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 up. And the only thing you can do is really figure out for yourself, how can you navigate this economic and financial matrix? How can you stop becoming a sheep? It's time to stand up and take the same energy that you put into this foolishness called the polytrickster system and put that energy into your own life. It's time to wake up. I've been watching presidents.
There's a reason
This
education.
People talk shit about him like, oh, he made up emerald tablets and he's making up all this shit. He has lost his family due to this. Let me go back here because this man has lost his family due to his alien experiences, his visions, etc., 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 because there was harm that could have come to his family. He knew that. He told his family. Guess what they did? They left. He wrote the Emerald Tablets. He wrote so much stuff. Everything that he's freaking said is true. I believe him. Just the way, like, it just flows off his mouth. I've known narcissists. I've known pathological liars, and this man is not. I believe we need to listen to him and take this to heart. And also, like, I'm excited about different scripts that come from different unearthings. Scripts you find in, I want to say coral, but clay bottles, etc., that are corked. There are tablets and papers and everything there. I don't know if you know, but so much of our history has been burnt, whether it be from the Romans or whoever the crack decided to burn our history. But I'm so grateful for this man. I'm so glad he's doing what he's doing. And I love it, but let's continue on. I want to get a hold of him and hopefully have him on the show.
I'm officially sold now.
There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever.
Let's go, George Carlin.
Never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't.
Yeah.
You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pocket.
Tell 'em, George.
And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more.
What the crack?
I'm officially sold now. I looked into.
Want to hear a story? This story is.
I'm officially sold now.
There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever.
You see what they just did?
It's never
They
going to
need
get
to
any
stop.
better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that.
I'm not serious. Like that saying, the grass is greener on the other side. Yeah, from the point you're at and the way the government makes it. Even if it's not the government, it's like your subconscious. The one that got away or different decisions you could have made differently in the past. You got to make peace with that. But